All right, welcome back to Live at 9. This morning we have Dr. Quinn with us for Wellness Wednesday, and with football season in full swing, many people will be tuned in to watch their favorite teams. But we have good news. Experts say that watching sports may actually have physical and mental health benefits. So today we have Dr. Quinn to tell us how that works. Good morning, Dr. Quinn.
Good morning.
So what are the benefits of watching sports?
Well, in order to receive these potential health and mental benefits, you have to consciously use moderation with how much you eat and drink, because this could throw everything off. But if you do this, these potential benefits are scientific proven that they work for the majority of individuals. Basically, we're going to talk about increased mood, decreased stress, decreased loneliness, and increased mental stimulation, and also increased desire to get out there and exercise yourself.
Right.
For example, me personally, at 85 years old, I watch football, and I go back into my thoughts of when I used to play, and I think that I can actually still run like that. And I'll go outside and take off running, trying to run 20 miles and get around the block and call my wife to come pick me up.
Right.
'Cause I hurt my knee. But a lot of people, they get motivated to exercise according to the research.
That's really awesome. So I guess thinking about watching sports, initially it's just sitting on the couch, eating too much or drinking too much, or just kind of being lazy. But you're saying that's not actually what science proves, and that it does make people more motivated. How exactly does that work?
Well, basically what we're going to talk about are some key hormones and neuropeptides that are activated when you engage in watching sports, either there or on television. The first is cortisol. With the decreased stress of watching sports, you can kind of escape all your thoughts of your bills and your job. Your cortisol actually goes down. And when cortisol goes down, your blood pressure goes down, your heart rate goes down, you're more relaxed, and then overall you have better heart health. But also those with diabetes have better diabetic control. Now, the next is you have increased mood because your team might be winning. And you're looking forward to it. You have something that's exciting. And then the neuropeptide dopamine goes up. And when dopamine goes up, your stress goes down, and we get the same cascade of effects with better heart health, better mood, and better just overall health. And you have less loneliness. Also, we have to remember that after the pandemic, a lot of people are isolated right now, where they got used to not being around a lot of people, and it made it so that they might be lonely. But what sports does is, even for people in a new city, maybe you're at a college, you start talking about the game, maybe at the grocery store, and you form a sense of community with people that you might not have anything else in common with, and it increases your mood, makes you healthier and happier with less depression, less anxiety. And we also want to talk about the mental stimulation. I just talked to that with one of my seniors. And when you watch the game, you're thinking about the next play, you're looking forward to it, you have more activity going on in your brain, which decreases your chances of Alzheimer's or different forms of dementia. And like I said, lastly, the research has shown that a lot of people are more motivated to engage in physical activity because they really think, like me, that they can get back out there again. And, hopefully they won't be like me and go out there and do too much. But at least they'll start walking and doing some type of physical activity.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Crane. I love that. Like you said, don't overdo it, but maybe let this be your way to get active. But also, you mentioned that when your team is winning, it can really make you happy and can increase the amount of dopamine that you're feeling. But does it affect someone negatively when your team is losing? Or maybe say you have been supporting a team that's been struggling for a few years. Does that have any negative effects?
Well, the one thing we talked about when we first started out is you have to use moderation in your drinking and eating. And if your team is losing, you might try to drink more to forget about it. But you have to remember, moderation, moderation, moderation. Have a couple of chips, but just don't eat the whole bag. And maybe have one drink, just one, so that you can get the health benefits.